Yo, what up, y'all? I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I feel like at this time it's really important that everyone speaks up or takes a stance. And talking more about the recent ongoing violence of unarmed, innocent individuals. And I say individuals because it isn't just a color. It isn't just black people. It isn't just white people or brown people. It's been all types of people that have been harassed, killed, and just bothered by police officers using excessive force and abusing their power. But I really don't want to talk about them. And I do know though there are good police, so I do want to say that. But I want to talk more about us and how do we stop some of these things from happening, or begin the process to stop some of these things from happening. And if we really want to stop unjustful things happening in our community, then we need to self-police our community. We need to band together, especially as men, and do what we know is right in our community to prevent law enforcement from even having to be in our community. The reason why they come is because there's a lot of violence, whether it be petty crimes, whether it be domestic violence, whether it be drugs, guns, or those different type of things. They come into the community because either someone calls them, or those areas have to be heavily policed due to the excessive amount of calls and violence and things that happen in our community. So from that, and how do we police our community? When we see things happening, we need to say something. Learn who your neighbors are. Speak to your neighbors. Know them by first name. I know everybody in my immediate area by their first name. Some I know last names. And I speak to them. When they come outside, I come outside, I speak to them. When they come outside, they speak to me. And it's not about being in everybody's business. It's not about being nosy. It's about being accountable for everyone that lives around you. There was a time where, you could whoop other people's kids. I know we're far past that. There was a time where when a wino would be outside drinking wine and he see a preacher coming by, he'd stop drinking. And I know those times are way past. But there also used to be a time where, men would be in the barbershop and women didn't necessarily come to the barbershop. Not that they couldn't, but that they could come and drop their sons off at the barbershop and know that their son was going to be okay because the other men in that barbershop were going to take care of their son. Make sure he got his hair cut, make sure he didn't get in trouble, and make sure that he called the mother as soon as, he was done. And so it's just a lot of stuff that we can do as a community to self-police our own community. You see drugs happening in your community? Stop it. Say something. Don't be scared, or get a neighborhood watch group together to go to those people like, hey, you can't do that in this community. We're not going to allow you to do that. But we allow so much of that violence and so much of that stuff to take root in our community. And it happens so much that, police have to come. So if we don't want the police to come, then we have to step up and self-police our own community. We can't be scared of kids. We can't be scared of all the drug dealers and everybody doing all of this different stuff. We have to take a stand and say, hey, no, not in my community. It's not going to happen. Because they don't go to those other communities because it doesn't happen in those communities. So those are just my thoughts, and not pointing any fingers at anybody, because there's a lot that can be done, and not one thing will fix the problem totally, but we got to start somewhere. And if we start somewhere, then it starts with us. So I'm not talking about how you may respect the police or may not respect the police. Yeah, that's something you should do. But if we want to take a stand, then we have to take a stand together, unify, and take back our communities. Remember, hits don't matter, hearts do. Hit me up.